Happy morning. Today, I just want to teach the lesson the physical quantities and its measurement. Okay, so why do we need to measure? So, let's imagine a few daily situations. So, if you want to buy a cloth for a dress, the shopkeeper says how many meters do you want, correct? And if you want to cook rice, you'll ask your mother how many grams should I use, or you're planning to travel someplace. So first thing in your mind, you just see how many kilometers is that place, correct? And if your friend has a fever, so the doctor asks what is her temperature. So in all these examples we are measuring something, correct? In the first case, the length, and the second one, the mass, the third one, distance, and the temperature, etc. Okay, so measurement becomes a part of our daily life, whether in kitchen or shop or school or hospital. We measure physical quantities to understand the world around us. Clear? So what are physical quantities? So let's break this term into two simple parts. Clear? Physical means what? Physical means things we can see, things we can touch or feel around us. Clear? I repeat, physical means things we can see or touch or feel around us, like length, mass, your time, temperature, etc. Clear? So temperature you'll touch, you'll feel. Clear? Mass by weighing, length by seeing. So these are all comes under physical. What do you mean by quantities? It means something we can count or measure. Clear? So physical quantities are those things in science which can be measured and have a value, that is a number and a unit. Hope you understand. Clear? So a physical quantities is anything that can be measured and has a unit and a numerical value. Okay? So your length, mass, time, temperature and speed comes under physical quantity. Length is how long something is. So you'll be measuring it in meters. For example, length of the table, you'll be measuring it as 2 meters or anything. Okay? Mass, how heavy something is, that you'll be measuring it in kilograms. For example, a mass of the bag may be 5 kg. Mass of a rice bag, it may be a 5 kg. Clear? Next time, how long an event takes. So you'll measure it in seconds. For example, time is equal to 10 seconds, like that. Clear? Temperature, how hot or cold. Okay, it is measured in degrees Celsius. For example, what is the temperature today? Temperature, it may be 36 degree or 40 degree Celsius. Okay, so these are some of the physical quantities we'll be using day to day actually. For example, if speed, if you want to, speed is also a physical quantity. How fast? Okay, like that. It is measured in meter per second or kilometer per hour. Clear? Move on to what is measurement. Okay, now let's go to the next word, measurement. So measurement is the process comparing a physical quantity with a fixed standard unit. So for example, if you want to measure the length of a pencil, you use a ruler, okay, which has centimeters and millimeters mark. If your pencil is 14 centimeter, it means its length is 14 times the standard unit. Clear? The standard unit is 1 centimeter. Clear? So when we say it as length is equal to 14 centimeter. So it has a numerical value. Clear? Here the numerical value is 14 and its unit is centimeter. So that's what a measurement is. We compare with the standard unit. Clear? Now, importance of measurement in science. So science is always based on observation and experiments. to describe to or prove something scientifically, we need exact values. For example, imagine a doctor saying take some medicine. It will be confusing, no? Instead, if he says take 5 ml of syrup, then that will be clear. So clear communication in science needs correct measurements. Okay, so physical quantities are divided into two types. One is your fundamental quantity, the other one is the derived quantity. There are basic physical quantities. They are not made by combining anything else. We have 7 fundamental quantities in physics. They are length, mass, your time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, and amount of substance. Length, its unit is meter, mass kilogram, time second, temperature Kelvin, electric current ampere, luminous intensity is candela, and amount of substance mole. Okay, these are the building blocks of all other measurements. Okay, move on to derived quantities. Derived quantity, it is made by combining your 2 or more fundamental quantities. Okay, so example, your area. So your formula is what? Length into breadth. Volume, your length into width into height. And your speed, distance divided by time. Density, mass by volume. Force, mass into acceleration. So your derived quantities are built from fundamental quantities. Clear? Now move on to units of measurement. So a unit is a fixed standard used to measure any physical quantity. Okay, so your features of a good unit is it should be well defined and it should be easily reproduced. That is, it should be constant. That is, your unit doesn't change. It should be universally accepted. These are the good features of good unit. Clear? It should be well defined. It should be constant. And it should be universally accepted. So we are following an SI unit, that is International System of Unit. Your SI unit are used all over the world so that scientists and people in all countries, they understand the same measurement. Clear? So your in physical quantity, your length is measured in an SI unit, meter, mass kilogram, time second, temperature Kelvin, and current ampere. Okay, so measuring instrument, that is tool we use to measure the physical quantity. For example, length, we can use ruler, meter scale, measuring tape. These are the instruments we are using to measure length. For mass, we will be using beam balance, digital weighing machine, etc. For time, clock, stopwatch, like that. For temperature, obviously thermometer. Okay, how to measure correctly? So what are the precautions we'll be following to measure correctly? So you have to keep your eyes straight in front of the scale. That is, you have to avoid parallax error. You have to use the correct instrument for the quantity. Clear? Place the object properly on the instrument. Use standard units only. So these are the precautions you have to use while measuring. Okay. So just I give a recap. You know, physical quantities are things we can measure, and every measurement has a number and a unit, and measurement is nothing but comparison with a fixed standard unit. And unit, and in measurement you have two types, fundamental and derived. So fundamental, it's a basic ones like meter, kilogram, second, etc. Mass, length, temperature, etc. And derived like speed, etc. Okay, you have to use proper instruments and correct method while measuring. So you use SI units, so which is accepted worldwide. So these are the things we have gone through in physical quantities. Clear? So hope this video is more helpful to you. So if you like my class, please subscribe and watch and post your valuable comments. Thank you.